Varsity volunteer. The coaching staff here at Jonathan Law is really second to none. I'm extremely fortunate to be able to work with all of them, and they are truly interested in the betterment of your sons and daughters, and not just in wins and losses. So while being victorious at the varsity level is something that we strive to be, I know that the coaches here have the best interests, academics, what's going to happen in the future of your sons and daughters in their minds at all times. So to the coaching staff, thank you very much for everything that you guys do. To those that are in the crowd tonight, the parents, some teachers, Julie, our trainer, is not here tonight, but she certainly deserves recognition. And our administration, Paul Cavana, Pat Drew, Fran Thompson, our Dean of Students, Rags. The amount of support that they give our student athletes during the course of the year, we couldn't be as successful as we were this year without their support. So thank you to all of them. And I would like to especially thank Mr. Hoggett. He's not here today, but he certainly deserves recognition. Mr. Hoggett was an invaluable resource to me in my first year here this year. I had about 2 million questions throughout the course of the year. Mr. Hoggett was always there, to answer anything that any questions that I had. So to Mike Hoggett, thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, to the reason that we're here tonight for our senior student athletes. We have over 80 student athletes that we'll be honoring tonight. We'll hear some of their stories, some serious, some funny, what their favorite memories are. All told, throughout the course of their 4 years here at Jonathan Law, they occupied 750 roster spots in all the sports. So we had 750, this senior class had 750 participants over the course of the 4 years. So that's a tremendous number at a school our size, Class M, small Class L. It's as high a number as I know of any school our size. So to the student athletes, congratulations and good luck next year in whatever you guys are doing. One last thing before we start forming the line to eat. For the senior student athletes that did not yet return their memories and what their plans are for the future, you have one last opportunity to get that information in. So I have a list up here of those that I need those from, and a blank form. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're probably on that list. And if you just forgot, I want to make sure that we don't leave anybody out. So if you have not returned that information to me, please check the list and fill out the form up there, and so we can get you recognized with everybody else. So at this time, we are going to break for dinner. We're going to start with our coaches over on the right-hand side, and then our sports association members will help bring up the other tables. So if we can start with the coaches, and then we'll work our way from my right to my left, and then we'll start back up. As soon as everybody has their food, we'll start with the awards presentations.
Hi everybody. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate that. All right, I have to take I was going to take a selfie, but you're all too tall and I've given it up. So I just want to take a picture to tweet out to all of our senior athletes. So you're kind of congregated there, but I'm going to try to do a, what do they call it, panorama? Is that what they call it? I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, you ready? Did you just call me slow? All right, here we go. Slow. Miss Kissable. All right, here it comes all the way, Barb. Smile. I have no idea if that worked or not, but we'll find out in a few minutes. I just wanted to say thank you to all of our senior athletes and congratulations on just an incredible run here at Jonathan Law. I have been blessed to come in with you as freshmen, and together over the past 4 years through all of the great triumphs and all of the sadness, we've gone through it together, and I can't even tell you how much I'm going to miss you guys. You have done, I wasn't going for that, but thank you. You are the face of Jonathan Law High School, and when I think about going out to the community and talking and bragging about what incredible kids and great people we have here, I think about you guys. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Cerullo, for starting that sympathy applause. I appreciate that. I also want to thank the parents that are here tonight and the family members, because it's very clear to me that without your support, these young men and women would not be ready to just take it to the next level as much as they are. So thank you all for that. I'm done. Enjoy what's left of this delicious meal, and guys and ladies and gentlemen, congratulations and thank you again. Parents, I guess I'll see you Monday or something, right? There might be something wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. We are going to start in about 2 or 3 minutes, so feel free to continue with your meal, but just for the sake of time, we are going to start in a couple minutes, so if anybody's going back up or needs to throw anything out, do so now, and in about 2 minutes. Athletes that we're honoring tonight, and we're going to go through this as fast as possible, but at the same time, making sure that we give the proper recognition to everybody. So if everybody could just help us out by keeping the volume as low as possible, so that way the parents, family members that are here for their sons and daughters could hear everything properly. And just one quick public service announcement. Between the coaches, the sports association, myself, Mr. Haggett with his help, we, I think, triple and quadruple checked everything. But if there is anything that is spelled incorrectly, or if there's something missing, just see me at the end. Don't allow a typo or anything like that to take away from the accomplishments of tonight. Just see me at the end, and we'll certainly get that corrected for you if there does happen to be a mistake. And lastly, before we call up our first student athlete, we'll be calling up all of the senior student athletes, and then we will be handing out at the conclusion of that the awards for those that played in all 3 seasons, all 4 years. They will be receiving special recognition. We have a handful of those student athletes, which is a tremendous accomplishment. And then at the end of the night, I have been requested to ask all student athletes to just stick around, and they would like to take one large group photo at the conclusion up here. So don't leave as soon as the last name is called. They just would like to take a photo. So without further ado, we would like to call up our first senior student athlete, and that is Muhammad Al-Omari. Muhammad is an indoor track student athlete. He will be attending Fairfield University next year, getting into medical school. And his favorite law memory is learning from Coach the movement how to run well. Great times with friends I have made over the course of the last few years. So ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Al-Omari. Next up is Amar Al-Madani. Amar was a 3-sport athlete here. Over the course of the 4 years, he'll be attending UConn Stanford, and his favorite law memory is qualifying for the state tournament in soccer. Congratulations, Amar. Next up is Chase Ardito. Chase was not here tonight, but certainly deserves a recognition. Next we have Haley Ashcroft. Haley was an indoor indoor and outdoor track student athlete. She will be attending the University of New Haven, where she will major in marine biology, and her most memorable moment at track practice would be the dance parties in Hurdle World and just the entire track family. So Haley Ashcroft. Next up, we have Justine Bannon. Justine is a three-sport student athlete. She'll be attending Pace University in New York City, majoring in marketing. Her most memorable moment was making the diving catch to defeat Cheshire and beating Foreign and winning the Hammonasset Division in softball. And her parents also sent along a message that they would like me to read, so I will embarrass Justine. They weren't sure whether Justine was going to follow through and hand in her information, so they wrote, "All I can say is my parents are amazing. They always supported me and made my high school experience so easy. They did not care if I made 3 errors, got C's, or went 0 for 4 in a game. They're smart, they're great looking, and always bring out the best in me. They do not deserve to put up with my morning attitude and my non-willingness to clean my room or do my laundry. My goal in life is to work hard, save money, and pay for my parents' retirement." Next up is Aubrey Bepko. Aubrey is also a three-sport student athlete, and she will be attending college at Suffolk University. Her most memorable moment was beating Foreign at our home field this year by a score of 11-10. Aubrey Bepko. Next up, we have Sean Berg. Sean is one of the rare student athletes that participated in 4 sports. He'll be attending University of Connecticut in Stores for electrical engineering. And his favorite moment was singing Coldplay with the cross-country team and winning the Lawman Wrestling Invitational. Sean Berg. Next up is another 4-sport student athlete, and that's Chelsea Bernal. Chelsea will be attending Florida Atlantic University, majoring in criminal justice, and her favorite memory was table-topping people at cross-country pasta party. Next up, we have Jordan Betts. Jordan participated in 3 sports: cross-country, outdoor track, and wrestling. Congratulations, Jordan. Next up, we have Jared Butts. Jared was a 3-sport athlete and was a captain in 2 of those. He will be attending Messiah College next year, and his favorite memory was one word: Engels. Jared Butts. Next up is Zanabria Cadet. I pronounced it right. I practiced that all day too and I screwed it up. I apologize. Her plans for next year are to attend Delaware State University, where she will major in nursing. And her favorite memory here was being on sports teams and meeting amazing new people throughout her years here at Jonathan Law. Congratulations. Next up, we have Craig Calderon. Craig was a 2-sport student athlete, and he will be attending Southern Connecticut State University, majoring in finance. His most memorable experience at law was being able to practice each day with his friends. He's looking forward to playing at the next level at Southern and continuing to be a mentor to his younger brother, Connor, who has great skills. Craig Calderon. Next up is Anjali Kaliwara. She was a 3-year cross-country student athlete. So she certainly deserves the recognition here. Next up is Sophia Calvin. Sophia was a captain of the tennis team. She will attend Cornell University, majoring in mechanical engineering with a pre-med and minor in economics. Her favorite memory last year and this year too was when they beat Foreign for the first time in about 10 years, and it was their senior night, and we made states because we won that match. So that's certainly nice, always beating the crosstown rivals. So Sophia Calvin. Next up, one of our football captains, Drew Carolyn. Drew will be attending college at Roger Williams in Bristol, Rhode Island. He's been accepted to the School of Justice Studies to major in the criminal justice program. His most memorable moment was being captain at the Thanksgiving Day game, and the motivation and mental strength that the coaches provided him and his teammates, which was unreal. Even when they were losing, he received the Lineman Award, and that topped the day off. Also his junior year, when a win would come, we would blast the music in the locker room so loud everyone would go nuts. And Sam would bang his head against the locker. I don't know if that's a great memory, but I guess it was. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Carolyn. Congratulations, Drew. Next up, we have a student athlete that participated in 5 sports. That's our first 5-sporter, Mike Chizuko. Mike will be attending Bryant University studying in finance, and his most memorable moment was when he started against Foreign his freshman year on the varsity team and being completely clueless that I was starting prior to the start of the game. So at least you weren't nervous. Mike Chizuko. Next up, we have Tiffany Coleman, who was one of our captains here this year. Tiffany plans to attend Southern Connecticut State University and pursue her gymnastics career there. She had a few most memorable moments. I've had many memories throughout my high school years, so my most memorable ones are during track, powder puff, and gymnastics. During track, my freshman year, my 4x1 team broke the school record after trying so hard to do so. It was great celebrating with 3 other people. Then again, this year we broke the school record that was set my freshman year, and very hard to break in the coming years. Her other favorite memory was during powder puff. By the way, we won that game. It was pouring rain outside, and everybody wanted to beat Foreign because they had beat us the year before. So the first play went to me, and on that first play I ran for a 62-yard touchdown that set the tone of the game. And her last memory, I should have made Tiffany read all this because my mouth is a little dry now. Her last memory was during gymnastics at SECs, and at our last event, I was the last one on the vault and had to score a 9.725 to take over second place at States. I go to do my last vault and stuck it. The score pops up on the screen, and it was a 9.8. All my teammates were ecstatic and could not get over it, and now I hold the school record for the highest score on vault, and I've gone all state, and Tiffany now also has the 5-minute record for the longest speech of the night. Tiffany Coleman. Next up, Morgan Colombo. Morgan will be attending Franklin Pierce University next year, and her most memorable moment was starting the I Believe chant for the whole school at the Thanksgiving game Powder Puff Pep Rally. Morgan Colombo. Next up is Justin Cortez. All right, we will move on to John Costa. John was a 4-year soccer player and captain. Next year he'll be attending Post University in Waterbury. They're a D2 school, and he will play soccer for them. His most exciting and memorable moment here at Law had to be making states for the first time in 13 years this past fall. And to do it in front of our fans was incredible when we won the game 6-1. I want to thank my senior teammates and Coach Baselli for these memorable years as a lawman. I hope Law continues its success next season. Ladies and gentlemen, John Costa. Next up is Tyler Curry. Tyler's most memorable moment was playing on the varsity his senior year and the basketball and lacrosse team against Foreign and going to the Housatonics in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Curtin. Next up is Mike Delorio. Mike will be attending Eastern Connecticut State University in the fall, and his favorite memories were playing music on cross-country bus rides and making the Class L state semifinals in baseball his junior year. Mike Delorio. Next up is Brady Denigan. Brady was one of our lacrosse captains this year. He will be playing lacrosse at Plymouth State next year. His most memorable moment was beating Brantford in the quarterfinals junior year for the hockey team and playing in front of a sold-out crowd at Engels Rink. Brady Denigan. Next up is Colin DePisa. No Colin tonight. Next is a three-sport captain in each of the sports, Jeremy Doucette. Jeremy will be attending the University of Connecticut, majoring in biology, and going to do basketball intramurals, club track, and field. His favorite memories were each year before the cross-country state meet, the entire team would go on a slow group run together, which usually took us to a park. Everyone would be laughing, joking, and reminiscing about the season we just had while running and playing in the pack. This run each year reminded me of the great team I was on and how lucky I was to be surrounded by such a great group of people here at Jonathan Law. Jeremy Doucette. Next up is Tim Edson. And representing Tim will be Sean Rice. Up next is Rachel Escobar. Rachel's plans for next year include moving to Florida to start a music career. Her most memorable moments when she joined the wrestling team at Jonathan Law, she was accepted even though I was a girl. The year before in 8th grade I struggled to fit into the town all-boys team, but when I came here I knew we were family. I was treated equally. My junior year of wrestling I tore an elbow ligament, but senior year I came back and I'll never forget the overwhelming support I received from my teammates and coaches. By the end of the season we were in the Class M tournament. I had a rat tail match, which means I had to win to fight my way into the tournament, and with the help of my coaches in my corner, I did it. The sense of accomplishment I felt was unfathomable. After all the trials and tribulations, my hard work paid off. She was also a member of the swim team for her junior and senior year. She started off her junior year swimming, but anxiety led her to become the manager. Here I worked besides Marin, which I will never forget. She had such an immense support for the team. Senior year I managed again in honor of her and recorded the scores like she once did. I felt her presence and I knew she was there watching over the swim team this year. Rachel Escobar. Next up is Josh Galarza. Next up is Jason Garlock. Jason played 3 sports, was a 2-sport captain. He will be attending the University of New Haven, planning on majoring in criminal justice and minoring in computer science. His favorite memory was having Mr. Beeler as his track coach. It was the greatest thing of high school. He's always been there for me on the track and in the school. Jason Garlock. Next up, a 3-sport athlete and 2-sport captain, Max Gurman. Max will be majoring in civil engineering at the University of New Haven and minoring in business. His favorite memory was playing football with all of his boys. Max Gurman. Next up is Ernest Gonzalez. And now I'd like to call up Raven Grant. Raven was a tennis captain. She will be attending Yale University next year. Congratulations on that, Raven. Her favorite tennis memory is definitely the foreign match last year. It was foreign senior night, and we beat them for the first time in 10 years. We qualified for states as a team that day, which was also something we hadn't done in a while. It seems like beating foreign's kind of important at Jonathan Law. So Raven Grant, congratulations, Raven. Next up, Megan Griggs. Next, Melissa Hanania. I know Phoebe Herbert is here. Phoebe, come on up. Phoebe was a captain this year. She will be attending Fairfield University, and her favorite memory of her high school athletic career is creating such a tight bond with all the girls and coaches on the swim team sophomore, junior, and senior year, and being able to be captain and role model to the girls on the team. Phoebe Herbert. Next up, Matilda Hill. Matilda was a three-sport athlete, including a captain. Next year she plans to attend UConn Stores. And her most memorable moment as a student athlete during swim season was qualifying for SECs for the first time freshman year. Her most memorable moment during gymnastics was getting second place at states when we were ranked at 5th sophomore year. And her most memorable moment during track was getting a disapproving look from Coach Rohde when I ran the 2-mile junior year because he thought that she was slacking. But she did set her personal record during that race, so Coach Rohde, not sure why you were given the dirty look. But Matilda Hill, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is James Howe. Next, one of our cheerleaders, Min Ye Hu. She will be attending the University of Connecticut in the fall, and her I don't have a good enough voice to shout over everybody. Try this. There we go. All right, we'll just hold the microphone instead. Her most memorable moment was competing at cheerleading nationals in Disney World her freshman year. And winning the senior night football game. We'll use this one. Congratulations. Next up is Sam Hudak. Next up, I'd like to call Darby Hudd. Darby was one of our captains of the cheerleading team. She will be attending Southern Connecticut State University in the fall, and her most memorable moment is when she became All-State for cheerleading 2 times. Congratulations, Darby Hudd. Next is one of our tennis captains, Shravya Jaladanki. Shravya will be attending UCLA in the fall and will be majoring in neuroscience. Her most memorable moment of tennis would be when we beat Lyman Hall last year, which was our last match of the season. They became division champs that match and get onto the school banner. Girls tennis first time on the school banner since 1980. Certainly a great moment. Congratulations. Next up is Liz Jenkins. All right, next up we have a 4-sport student athlete, Captain Destiny Jennings. Destiny will be attending Southern Connecticut State University in the fall. Her favorite memories were making the whole cross-country team believe Schulte was my grandfather. and getting in the call her granddaughter, getting first at my first cross-country meet, making up my first rap about track with Matilda Hill. Track is whack. It's a menace. I should be doing tennis. Destiny Jen. Next is Corey Califas. Corey was a three-sport captain and will be attending Pace University for communications and film. Her favorite memories were qualifying for states for javelin on my last throw of the regular season freshman year, scoring a goal in her first varsity soccer game, and shutting out Ford in the Powder Puff game this year, senior year, and being a tri-captain, three-sport captain her senior year, Corey Califas. Next up is Charles Knights. Charles will be attending Roger Williams University, and he plans to work at a job in the field of marine biology. He has a few most memorable moments. One was playing in the quarterfinal versus Brantford in front of a sold-out crowd, playing in the state semifinals at Ingles Rink with Brady Nennigan and Jared Butts, and playing in the state semifinals for baseball his junior year at Palmer Field. Charles Knights. Next up is another three-sport captain, Kelsey Kapazna. Kelsey will be attending Boston College for Business. Her most memorable moments were scoring an 8.5 on a dive during the diving meet, placing second at states for gymnastics her sophomore and senior year, and when we were playing Red Rover at a swim pasta party, and we clotheslined Haley Sanchez and she fell. And then Melissa did something, I won't read it, but... Okay, there you go. And she also liked when she won the Powder Puff game her senior year, Kelsey Kapazna. Next up is Josh Kusowitz. All right, next up is one of our captains, Emily LaLuna. Emily will be attending, sorry about that, Southern Connecticut State University in the fall. Her most memorable moment was having Coach Rody as her soccer coach for 4 years, which were also his first 4 years as coach. He was also my indoor-outdoor track coach. She also loved meeting Ford both times this year in soccer, and of course, winning the Powder Puff game against Ford. Emily LaLuna. Next up, three-sport athlete, Amani Langston. She plans to go to Gateway for a year to get general studies and then transfer to St. Mary's School of Law in San Antonio, Texas. Her favorite memories are being on the swim team junior year, especially the day we won on my birthday. Congratulations, Amani Langston. Next up is Nick Lawrence. All right, next up, two-sport captain, three-sport athlete, Amanda Leone. Amanda will be attending St. Thomas Aquinas College, majoring in physical therapy, and she will be playing softball there. Her most memorable moment at Jonathan Law was her freshman year in softball during her first varsity home game against Ford. It was the bottom of the seventh, and she hit a leadoff double. One of the seniors hit a ground ball to shortstop, and the shortstop made an overthrow to first base, and I scored. We won the game 2-1. Always nice to be Ford. Amanda Leone. Next up, another one of our captains, Angelica Jamie Loma. She will be attending UConn Stores with allied health major with a concentration in nursing. She is very proud of the school records that she broke during her swim seasons, which were many, and some of my teammates that broke records as well. Her most memorable specific moment will be the first time she broke a record during her freshman year. I was too tired to get out of the pool myself, so Marion, who was my lane timer,
had to pull me out of the pool to keep the meet going. I enjoyed trying out for tennis for the first time senior year, making the transition from the pool to the courts, and seeing myself progress based on skills rather than times. She also loved dancing around in the eagle costume, which we've seen her do a lot of times during the powder puff game, during basketball games, and insert joke here about flying in the pool versus flying in the eagle. All right? Angelica Jimmy Wilson. Next up is Monica Ulme.
She's a junior.
Just making sure everybody was paying attention. We'll save that for next year. We'll just put a Sharpie and make it 2016. It's all right. Ben Longobardi is up next. Not here. Next up is Hillary Luchetti. All right. I know Giovanni Marzullo is here. Come on up, Gio. Giovanni will be attending Southern, majoring in athletic training. His favorite moment was coming back from a 21-point deficit against Sheehan and winning the game with no time left on the clock. It was his most memorable moment at law, and I believe that you made the interception, right, to seal the win. So Giovanni Marzullo. Next up, three-sport athlete, Aaron Moncrief. All right, next up, another three-sport athlete is Nick Murray. He plans to attend the University of Hartford, and his most memorable moment here at law was scoring the game-winning field goal this year against Branford. Nick Murray. Next up is Pat O'Brien. Pat will be attending UConn, where he will be in a pre-law program, and his favorite and most memorable moment as a Jonathan Law student athlete was senior night this year against Ford. Pat O'Brien. Next up is Jewel Aklusa. I know I butchered the name. I was practicing all day. Was I close? Oh, close. I wasn't that bad. All right. Congratulations, Jewel. She'll be studying physiology and neurobiology at UConn next year. Her favorite moments were meeting with the thrower girls at practice, with my girls in winter and color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, Jewel, I don't want to, close up. There you go. Thanks, Jewel. Next up is Haley Palmer. Haley will be attending the University of Connecticut to study civil and environmental engineering. Her favorite moment was sophomore year during cross country, when we lost Joe at one of the meets and stayed 2 hours looking for him. Glad Mr. Hoggy was in charge back then. Haley Palmer. Next up is Dhruva Patel. Dhruva was one of our captains this year. Next, I'd like to call up Kayla Patrick. Kayla was a multi-sport captain. She plans on attending Southern Connecticut State University in the fall as a nursing major. And her favorite memory was meeting Ford and Powder Puff, making great friends, and playing a sport in all seasons for 4 years. Kayla Patrick. Next up is Barbara Perugini. Barbara will be attending Gateway in the fall, pursuing a career in as an ultrasonic technician. Her most memorable moment was when she fell in front of the whole school at a pep rally while tumbling and having the chance to have Marissa as my cheer coach. Barbara Perugini. Next up is Michaela Pound. Michaela will be attending Merrimack College in Andover, Mass. Her favorite moment was every cross-country bus ride. We would sing Coldplay as a team and always cheer each other on. Every pasta party was filled with the most fun and exciting times. The cross-country team was like a family, and I will never forget them and the memories. Michaela Pound. Next up, a soccer captain and multi-sport athlete, Herbie Pritchard. Herbie will be continuing his soccer career at Post University next year, and his favorite memory as a high school athlete was winning the first soccer game at West Haven High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Herbie Pritchard. Next up, one of our sport captains, Marissa Brizio. Marissa will be attending the University of New Hampshire as a pre-vet major. Her favorite moment was when the cross-country bus broke down at the Madison Surf Club last year, and we just went to the beach and watched the sunset. Sounds like a good time. Marissa Brizio. Next up is Meadow Redoncic. Meadow is here. Next is one of our captains, Tim Revitich. Tim will be attending Iona College in the fall. And his most memorable moment was, I wish I could read his writing. I should have probably proofread this ahead of time. But something happened junior year, and I'm sure it was a great time. So Tim, if you'd like to help me out, come on up. Tim Revitich. Next up is multi-sport captain Sean Rice. Sean's most memorable moment were the wins on the football team and hitting Giovanni as hard as I could every chance I had. And I think Sean's going to grab the microphone from me here, so go ahead.
Hi, I want to thank you.
Next up is Angel Rivera. Angel will be plans to study mechanical engineering, and his favorite moment was playing for a great team. And we all enjoyed the football season after the wins, where you would do those flips at the end of the games. We all enjoyed those. So Angel Rivera. Next up, we have one of our tennis players, Zach Rudy. Next up is Haley Sanchez. Haley will be attending Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland, with a major in English and a minor in creative writing. Her most memorable memories being on the girls' tennis team with the bus rides home. We would play the name game, and I would always get out first because I could not think of an answer. But as soon as I was out, I was able to think of a name. Everyone on the team would laugh because I always had the answer then. Haley Sanchez. Next up is Storm Solier. Storm plans next year to go to Housatonic and take their art programs. Her most memorable moment as a student athlete was when she had Coach Moore for cheerleading, and how she has changed all of our lives. Not everyone knew her, but those who did cheer remember her and why she meant so much to us all. Storm Solier, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Jack Shuckero. All right, next up, Max Slusky. Next year, Max is going to Drexel University to study video and film. His most memorable moment, he says, I know it's not a moment, but I really enjoyed all 4 years of soccer. Certainly is a moment. Max Slusky. Next up is Martha Smith. She She plans to study graphic design or computer science. I've decided which college yet, but she's going. Her most memorable moment was when she got my first varsity hit in the softball game against Brantford in the left field. Everyone cheered and I was so happy. It was also memorable for myself and my teammates how I would always somehow end up on the ground, whether it was tripping over little holes in the ground or nothing at all. Martha Smith. Next up is another multi-sport captain, Holly Stewart. Holly will be attending the University of New Haven and will be participating in track and field. She will major in criminal justice, investigative services. Her most memorable moment is flipping a hurdle over my head at the first indoor meet of my final indoor track season and Hurdle World squad in general. Holly Stewart. Next up is Gabe 10. Gabe will be studying biomedical engineering at the University of Connecticut, and his most memorable moment was coming off the bench during the game. Congratulations. Next up is Mac Taylor. Mac is one of our captains. He'll be attending Western Connecticut State University. His most memorable moment as a student athlete at Jonathan Law was the 4-in-law baseball game. It was the hardest week of my life, and we had to play our crosstown rivals. It was the top of the 6th inning, and I was up to bat. 1-2 count, and then it happened. I hit the first home run of my high school career. That moment will be with me for the rest of my life. Mac Taylor. Next up, multi-sport athlete and captain Zoe Taylor. Zoe's most memorable moment was the tryout for the Powerpuff teams, where she broke her left pinky trying to catch a football. It was crooked like an L-shaped position. She needed surgery to insert a pin to straighten it out, 6 weeks of physical therapy, but she stayed on the team for moral support, which resulted in a win against Warren. She will forever have a reminder of her senior year whenever she looks at her left pinky. Next up is Tyler Vaboganza. Tyler will be attending the University of Rhode Island and will be studying business management. His most memorable moment was the emotion ranking states in soccer for the first time in 13 years. Congratulations, Tyler. Next up is Nicole Thibodeau. Next, another multi-sport athlete, Erica Belke. Erica will be attending Southern Connecticut State University. Her best memory was getting the Coaches Award this year for soccer by Brody. Also, there was never a dull moment going or coming from games with Corey on the bus singing and getting us pumped up. Congratulations, Erica. Next up, multi-sport athlete, one of our captains, Dylan Vito. Dylan will be attending Southern Connecticut State University, and his most memorable moment was the hockey game at Angles last year. Dylan Vito. Next up is Maggie Williams. Maggie is one of our captains. She'll be attending Keene State College next year and will be an official member of the Keene State cheerleading team. Most memorable moment on the lawn cheer team was walking off the United States, our last competition, her senior year, knowing everything hit and my two coaches' smiles, showing how proud they were. Maggie Williams. Next up is Shannon Williams. And last but certainly not least, Olivia Wright. anyway, in the fallen or most memorable moment at Johnson Law, as a student athlete beating foreign to every track meet we had against them. Congratulations, Olivia. And before he sits down, I'd like to thank Mr. Simon, Coach Simon, for helping me pass out all the awards. Mr. Simon also, along with all the coaches, but Mr. Simon, made a point to meet with me multiple times over the summer when I got the position last year, and he was an invaluable resource to me all year. So thanks for that, for everything. Our final awards that we will hand out tonight are the Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship Awards. These awards are going to student athletes that participated in all 3 seasons for all 4 years of their high school career. It's very rare nowadays. There's not as many multi-sport athletes as there was, so to participate in every single season throughout your high school career is certainly a tremendous accomplishment. Our first Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship Award winner is Holly Stewart. Our next recipient is Marissa Prizio. Our next Pride and Sacrifice Award goes to Kayla Patrick. Our next scholarship goes to Haley Palmer. Next Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship goes to Amanda Leone. Our next Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship Award goes to Corey Califas. Our next award goes to Matilda Hill. Our next scholarship award goes to Max Skirvin. Next Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship Award goes to Jeremy Doucette. And our final Pride and Sacrifice Scholarship Award goes to Mike Delorio. Before we take off for the evening, just allow me to say a few things. Again, if we can have a round of applause for everybody with the Sports Association putting on tonight. It's not easy to plan a night like this. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of work behind the scenes. It takes a couple of months, and I know they put all that time in out of their own, took it out of their own lives, and we appreciate everything that you guys did. As a public service announcement for the parents that have students or student athletes that will be here in the future, we are in need of new members of that sports association. We need to build our base, and if anybody is interested in joining that, please get in contact with me and I'll be able to help you out with that. Second to last, remember student athletes before you take off. If all the student athletes can come forward, when I'm done, stand up here for a large group picture so we can take that. And again, just to conclude the evening, to the senior student athletes, the reason that we're here tonight, congratulations on what you've accomplished here at Jonathan Law. Any success that we have in the future is because of the success that you guys had. You guys have built a foundation that the younger student athletes will now build upon over the next few years. It's so anytime you see, when you check out how Law is doing, depending on what the sport is, it's any success that we have is in large part because of what you guys have done here. So good luck in whatever the future holds for you, and congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the night.